Business is all about solving problems. I wish I had been told this in the beginning. I went to university and I was like hearing all about accounting and statistics, and then Porter's 5 forces and management by walking around and God knows what else crap that I got taught there. And I was just so, my mind was just like, what is this business thing? This is so complicated. I don't know if I want to be in business. But what I wish someone had told me, just day 1, lecture 1, year 1 at university is, all right, listen, the only thing you need to know is that business is about solving problems. You don't try to come up with an idea in the shower and then you just start a business. Business isn't about having breakthrough ideas in the shower. It's not even about ideas. You don't even need a damn idea. And everyone thinks they need an idea to get started, but you don't. Business is just about solving problems. So instead of trying to come up with an idea and instead of looking for ideas, look for problems. And you want to go out and speak to the world. Pick a niche, number 1, like a small group of people that you're interested in. Then go and talk to them, understand them, ask them questions like, what's the most painful part of your day? Or what keeps you up at night? What are you really stressed about? Really get to understand them. Get out of your own mind, stop thinking about you, and start thinking about a group of other people that you're interested in. Find out a true problem that they face, something that actually makes their life, painful. Really understand that thing, and now you've found a problem. Not a problem for one individual, but a problem that's widespread among participants within a group. Now, once you've found one of those things, then the solution to that problem is your idea, right? So your idea is, well, how can I solve this problem for this group of people? And then once you've got an idea for it, that's a solution, then when you apply a solution to a problem and it works, then value is created. Value is a byproduct of applying a solution to a problem. And when you do that, when value is created, then people are willing to pay money. And the bigger the problem you solve, the bigger the money. And, the best companies in the world, the best entrepreneurs in the world, the richest people in the world, the most successful people in the world, they just solve the biggest problems. I can't believe we learned all of this useless stuff at university. It's just about solving problems. And so, if you just look at the most successful people in the world and the best companies in the world, they just solve big problems that a lot of people have. So forget about all the stuff that makes business complex. It's just a game of solving problems. So find a big problem, solve it. If you do that, the other things fall into place. If you want to start a business, you don't need to go to university. I went to university at first because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I think university is a pretty good place to go if you don't know what you want to do, right? Because it's better to go there and just be learning some things and hanging out with friends and drinking some beers than it is to be sitting on your own at home, doing nothing. You'll probably end up falling into a bad crowd of people or just playing Xbox and just eating pizza at home. And so I think, university is a good place to go if you're unsure about what you want to do with your life. And that's because it's a better alternative than nothing. But if you know you want to be an entrepreneur, you don't need to go to university. You should, if you know you want to be an entrepreneur and you're currently in university, quit. If you know you want to be an entrepreneur and you're thinking about going to university, don't. Just start your business. Starting your own business in the real world will be a better learning experience than any university course could possibly teach you. Why? Because reality, there can be no simulation of reality or no abstraction of reality that beats reality at being reality, right? So university is an abstraction. It's a simulation and a microcosm of what the real world environment is like. And so whenever there's an abstraction, it's not as good as the main thing. So go and play in the main thing. Start your business. Starting a business while working a 9-to-5 job is near impossible. And you need to learn to go all in or just get all out. Now, when I first started my business, I had a full-time job working at this corporate in New Zealand called Vodafone. And it was impossible. Like, I would try to work early in the morning, and then I'd try to work later at night, and then I remember even at lunch break, I'd go to my car, sit in my car, eat lunch in there, and then pull out my laptop and start doing some work in my car during the lunch break. And I was constantly like just in a lot of agony and pain because I was thinking about my business and all of these things I needed to do in my business, yet I was stuck here and I had to be present here, but I couldn't be present here. My body was here at the job, but my mind was back at my business, and I couldn't do either one well. I couldn't do my job very well, and I couldn't do my business very well, and I was just stuck in this limbo space in the middle. Now, I didn't make any real progress till I quit. When I quit, I was worried because I thought, oh my God, I've now quit my job, but everything from there got better. And it makes a huge world of difference when you can apply your full conscious attention to something. So don't try and sit on the fence between a job and a business. Like, go all in or get all out. Make a decision. Lions don't care about the opinions of sheep. And popularity and opinions are false positives or false negatives, and you need to ignore them. Now, I know this one is hard. I struggled with it a lot. Like, when you first start out as an entrepreneur in business, you've been conditioned in society. Like, I started a business when I was like 20, 21 years old, and so I had 21 years of conditioning in society and everything to care about what other people think. Like, when you're talking to people and you say something, you're looking in their eyes and you're looking at their reactions to you, facial reactions, verbal reactions, and you kind of learn to optimize based on other people's reactions of what you're doing. That's how you learn, like, what's acceptable, what's cool, what's not cool, and it's, this is all happening your entire life. But then when you go to start a business, all of a sudden it's like you become a black sheep. It's like everyone's like looking at you and criticizing you and thinking you're doing weird stuff, and they say things like, oh, you've changed, and oh, you're different now, and all of this stuff, right? And a lot of people think, oh, that's not going to work, or you should just stay at university, or you should just get a job, or save for a house, or all of this crap, right? And what you've got to understand is that, the moment you decide to become an entrepreneur, non-entrepreneurs' advice is no longer valuable, right? Like, they're civilians. You change into like a different type of person when you start your own business and you become an entrepreneur. And it's just the same way like a lion wouldn't care about the opinions of sheep. The sheep might gossip about this lion and say like, oh, like, look at that lion walking around doing these things, and the lion doesn't care, right? And this is what normal people do, civilian people do, when you decide to radicalize and become an entrepreneur. You've put yourself over here, and now the sheep are over here, and they're going to gossip about you, they're going to say shit about you, and you've just got to learn to ignore them. And it's easier said than done. It'll take time. You can't just change this wiring in your brain, but the only way to change the wiring and not care about opinions is to just put up with them over time. Don't ask for people's opinions, first of all. Like, never ask for them. But what you'll find is people will still force them onto you. And then just listen to them. Don't fight their opinions. Just be like, yeah, okay, or whatever. Because if you try to defend yourself, you just look weak, right? Somebody who defends themselves to some like civilian's opinion, it just means that they're unsure themselves, right? So you don't need to fight back. You just go, okay, whatever, and just understand that the best revenge and the best, like, if you are right, is to win, right? So stop trying to win like a little verbal argument with a civilian, and just say whatever, focus on your work, and don't say anything. Just say things with your results. So you don't need to, when it does work, you don't need to go back to everyone and be like, I told you so. They'll know. Just make it work. Focus solely on making it work. And don't defend yourself, ever. Don't reply to people's criticisms, ever. Don't care about their criticisms, just win. There's no better way to respond to criticism